taken objective butter.
What is up, guys? It's Sky. Hope y'all enjoyed that footage. It was from my first game of Operations on St. Quentin Scar, and man, Operations is an awesome game mode. And it's the game mode to fly in this game because Conquest at the moment is kind of broken. Some maps are better than others, but the problem is that it's really easy for players to just camp in AA turrets on dead flags, and that's the key word, camp, because you know they're back in their spawn, completely protected, and there's no skill component involved. At least in Operations, it's a lot more hectic and close quarters, and there's a risk reward in camping in AA turret because you just pop on the minimap and it's real easy for your team's infantry to just go in and kill them. So Operations is the mode to fly in, and it's the most balanced, and I don't know if DICE is gonna ever do anything about these AA turrets. It might be part of the game design, but who knows. But at this point, this episode of Battlefield 1 Flight School is about potential energy and elevation and how it relates to your maneuverability in your plane. Now, potential energy is a topic that is extremely important in real life ACM, and if you played, War Thunder, you're probably familiar with it. But most Battlefield players, and even some extremely good Battlefield players, are completely oblivious this concept, and if you master this, it'll give you a huge advantage in everything from dogfighting to strafing the ground. So I'll jump right into it and cover some of the most important topics and key points related to potential energy. Now, as a general rule of thumb, elevation is your friend. So first thing I do when I jump in is jam the throttle and climb to a high elevation, because this will automatically just give you the elevation advantage on anyone that tries to engage you. So jam the throttle, climb to high elevation, switch to first person, and get your bearings, and that's really important because there's no air radar and BF1, so you gotta use the old school methods to gain situational awareness. Now, if you're up high and you see someone and they don't see you right away, you can immediately just get the advantage on them by diving and getting on their 6. And as a general rule of thumb, airspeed is your friend when it comes to maneuvering. It's possible to have too much, like when you're just in a straight no dive to the ground, you're going to have to brake to pull out of it. But generally, airspeed is your friend in this game. Now, in past Battlefields, BF3 and BF4 in particular, there was something called the 313, which is you had to maintain airspeed of 313 to maneuver. So basically, when you're diving, you had to bleed off airspeed tremendously by jamming on your brakes. But that's not really true in this game, to an extent. The one key point that you need to keep in mind is that when you're diving, you have great maneuverability. When you're climbing, your maneuverability is greatly compromised. You're going to have to jam the throttle to even get some degree of maneuverability when you're climbing, and that's important because when you're tailing someone and you see someone start to do this little climb, and that means that they don't really understand potential energy, and you have a kill shot, because the hardest thing to do is to maneuver when you're climbing, but you're gonna have to climb to get the elevation advantage on your opponent. So how do you deal with this? Well, in that situation I just described, the situation where your opponent gets the first mover advantage, just sneaks up on you from behind, what do? Well, you gotta realize that when you dive, it's free because you burn all your energy to make the maneuver and then recycle it to climb back to the same elevation. So if that happens to me, I'm just gonna dive straight to the ground toward them and try to get right in their grill. Just recycle the energy to climb right back in their grill. And I'll just repeat this, and if one of your teammates happens to get your back and spot spot whoever's on your tail, then you can use that information. Try to turn the tables on them. Now, in a neutral dogfight where neither of you had the advantage, that's when you can take the opportunity. Try to gain the elevation advantage. Maybe you can turn out of sight and then just climb, and maybe they won't see you, and then get on their 6 right away. Now, when you're tailing someone, the positive dogfight where you have the advantage and you're tailing your opponent and they start to do this, you probably are familiar with this little move. I'm just going to try to turn, try to out-turn you. And in that situation, I'm just going to pull straight up. And they'll probably be doing their little turn, and then you just drop right down on them and immediately get right on their tail. So those are the 3 situations and how you manage your energy. And I'm just going to show you some footage from my first game of operation on St. Quentin Scar. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Take an objective butter.
Feindlicher Soldat gesichtet! Da oben! Ah, dort, das ist ein Jerry!
20 of our soldiers remain. Clear the sector from enemy presence.